Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. Can someone please tell me if you can hear me? Am I audible? Can someone please tell me in the comments if I'm audible? Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing an abundance reading for the collective. So I'm going to be drawing three cards, three or maybe five. I think three. So I'm going to be drawing three cards and then I'm going to be giving the reading about what the abundance energy the angels are trying to communicate right now about the abundance energy for the collective. Now, this is going to be, as I've said twice already, it's for the collective, so it can be, it's about the general energies and it's about how it is affecting people all over the world and how it is affecting people globally. When we talk about individual energies, they can be different. So, suit yourself, whatever goes right for you, all right? Okay, so I've drawn three cards, and these are going to be telling us what messages the angels have for us with regards to abundance on a collective level. Now, the first card is Sever Vows of Poverty. This is really beautiful. I believe that there's a global theme to it because when I did a reading earlier, this card came up at that time as well. There is a lot to say about this card. So, what happens is a lot of us have incarnated here before, and that's where the entire concept of past lives comes in, right? Comes into play. Now, what happened was that some of us unfortunately took some vows in our past lives. Oh, maybe you were a monk or a nun or something like that. Maybe you just had a bad past life experience. So people have taken vows in their past lives, some people, which have caused them to, have a messy and complicated relationship with abundance because they have either taken a vow of poverty or they've taken a vow of self-denial. Abundance and self-denial do not go hand in hand. They, they do not go hand in hand because abundance really is not about self-denial. If you think that way, then you are sacrificing yourself. Abundance very much includes self-nourishment as well. All right. So when this card comes up, the angels are guiding us right now that they're telling us that there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. And we are also being guided to hold a strong intention, not just a thought, but a strong intention about, severing any vows of poverty that were taken in any past lifetime. So it says that hold the hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. So we are considering, a multidimensional perspective over here. Now, what happens is when you've taken such vows in a past life, it can very much be an energetic reason why you are not able to manifest the kind of abundance that you are desiring. And when I talk about abundance, I'm referring to your desires, your dreams, and your ideal life, how you want it to look. So therefore, it is very important right now as we are being told, to sever these vows holds a strong intention about it. And a lot of things are to be said about this card, because when we look at the imagery over here, when we look at the depiction that the artist has made, working with the curator and the author of this deck, we see that there's almost a phoenix-like energy to this card, because when we see that angel rising, you know, her body is kind of blazing. There's almost a fiery aura around it. And what that means is, and there are elements of maybe an old lifetime remains which are decaying and then are going to get decomposed and get one with the earth. So there are remains of her old self which are not serving her anymore, which are over here. I don't know if you guys can see it properly, like this face and this one as well. And there's also a butterfly made over here. So we are talking about a deep transformation. When we sever those vows of poverty, we actually butterfly into a beautiful new being. We can see a strong, confident angel spreading her wings, and she has a really blazing and fiery aura. So it's almost, two forms of symbolism are being used over here. The first one being the butterfly, such a drastic transformation, and the second one being a phoenix rising from the ashes. Whatever is not serving us, that is left behind, so that the angel can rise from the ashes. And there's another thing that I noticed over here. There are butterflies on the left side of it, and there are birds on the right side of it. So another message that I'm getting right now is that, when we look at butterflies, we usually say that butterflies float, right? Because that's kind of like the way they fly. But if we compare it to the flight of a bird, birds are able to fly a lot more freely, and they're able to soar in the sky. So that is what we are being told, that when we sever these vows of poverty taken in any previous lifetime, we are not only going to be able to float like a butterfly, we are also going to be able to soar like the birds in the sky. So it's going to liberate us. There's a very freedom-oriented, powerful energy attached to it, which this card is representing. And two more things. Actually, three more things. There's a jewel that the angel is wearing on her forehead. So it's almost like she has adorned herself, right? She has adorned herself, which once again shows when a person who sacrifices himself is never going to adorn himself, right? Which once again shows that there is no need to self-sacrifice. It is okay to enjoy the efforts of your abundance, to enjoy the rewards of your abundance. It is okay to enjoy them. It is okay to adorn yourself, just in case anyone who's watching it live right now, maybe the replay, has had any inhibitions about it. It is okay to reward yourself. It is okay to wear that maybe, badge of honor, that medallion, that piece of jewelry, whatever you want to call it. And keep looking up. As you said with these vows, you want to be going up, upwards and onwards. That is what we are talking about over here. There is no reason to be looking, focusing on the remains of what once was, because it's not serving you anymore. So that is a couple of meanings which are coming with this card, this confident, powerful, fiery, freedom-oriented energy, and a lot of other things which I've already told you about this as well. And there are also peacock feathers in this card that the artist has depicted. So it can mean two things actually. One of them is that, how a peacock loves to flaunt its feathers, right? It likes to dance in the rain. It likes everyone's attention when it's going to be opening up his feathers and doing his rain dance, whatever he does. So it's also telling us that it is okay to express your gifts, express what you've been blessed with, and express what you've worked hard towards and acquired and accomplished. We are here to shine in all our glory and show to others that what we're really made of and what we're here to do in this world. That is one thing. And another thing which comes up with this, there is an ascended master, who is Krishna, Lord Krishna. Now, he comes to my mind when I see this because he always used to wear a peacock feather in his hair, which is called a morpunk in Hindi. So it can be a message towards invoking him as well to maybe save vows of poverty or any kind of help that he can give us with this. It can be a message about that too. So this is the first card for the collective abundance reading, that is sever vows of poverty or self-denial. And just in case you're joining in right now, make sure that you watch the replay because I've spoken quite a lot about it, and each part of it was really important. And you can also invite your friends, by the way. Now let's move on and share this live stream as well. Yeah. Now let's move on to the second card that has come up. The second card that has come up is release resentments about money. And yeah, welcome to everyone who's joining in. And guys, I've actually not read the comments right now, but I'm going to read the comments later after I'm done with the live stream. I'm concentrating on the reading right now. Yeah, so the second card is release resentments about money. The first thing that comes to my mind whenever we talk about, resentments that people have about money, they can either be certain beliefs that they've inherited from their family members. They can be because of an overgeneralization of a negative experience that you've had in your past. Not necessarily past life, but your past, maybe 10 years ago. So yeah, that is the first thing, that any inherited beliefs from your family members or any negative experience that you have overgeneralized and made a superstition out of it, that can turn into resentment about money as well. Another one, there are certain lies in the society which some people like to propagate, like money is the root of all evil, BS. Lack of money is the root of all evil. If we consider the statistics, the crime rates are always the highest when people are living in poverty and they are experiencing a lack of money. So money is not the root of all evil. Lack of money is the root of all evil. That is a myth busted over here right now. Make sure that you share this with all of your friends, especially with all the, empaths and energy sensitive and light workers who are working through this thing, peeling back those layers of conditioning which are not serving them anymore. So the card says, yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world, and this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Another thing which just came to my mind when I read that line, that money system of the world, was about taxes. It was about how people perceive taxes. And we can talk about it, but the main thing that I would like to mention over here, one of the best ways to perceive whatever amount of tax you're going to be paying to the government of your country is this. Next time when you are driving maybe, or even when you're walking on the road, or you are availing any public facility, always remember a part of your contribution is responsible for this being available to such a huge population. The money that you're giving that is being used to construct public property, right? When we're considering the best case scenarios over here, not considering anything about any kind of corruption or anything. We are considering, building of highways and setting up of water coolers and etc., etc. So always think about taxes from this perspective. Taxes are a way of giving, because the money that you're giving, that is being used to construct something that is benefiting so many people out there. We are blessed that we've got a lot of things in our home which maybe a lot of people out there do not have. They are dependent on what is available in public facilities. And you are a reason that they're able to, maybe have a drink of water when they're thirsty. All right, so think about this. This is very important. That just came up, so I had to talk about it. Now, more things. There is another theme of, so that was all about money, beliefs, and all that we were talking about. And we also talked about taxes, and there is I spoke about self-adornment in the first card as well, and I'm going to be talking about it in the second card as well. I believe that this is the theme which needs to be discussed right now. That is what the universe is communicating through me. In this card as well, the angel is, wearing a beautiful bejeweled hairband. So just in case anyone out there has this kind of a resentment about money, that, and once again, it's going to be for the light workers who are still struggling with their money beliefs. If you have that resentment that you cannot use that money for your own good or to make yourself happy, even the angels decorate themselves up. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see that beautiful hairband on her head? When you release your resentments about money, she's also carrying a candle in her hand, and she's navigating her way through the night. When you release your resentments about money, and when you have a fresh perspective about it, when you have a fresh belief system and, a mindset about it, it's going to serve like a guiding light. It is going to serve like a guiding light. If we use, the night as a metaphor for whatever matrix of beliefs and anything is there which is not healthy for your mindset, when you really release those resentments about money, it's going to serve like a guiding light, because you have done that work on yourself. You're going to have that candle which is going to help you go where you want to go, get where you want to go. She's also got a halo, the angel. She's also got a halo, and this is what this really means. When we consider money from an energetic perspective, money is a form of energy which is manifested as currency. All right, it's a form of high vibrating energy which people use according to their free will. So when we really release those resentments about money, what are halos basically about? Any figure or any angel or ascended master that is depicted with a halo symbolizes, enlightenment in a way. So we are being told and guided by the universe that when we release those resentments about money, with that money being a form of energy, when we release those resentments around it, what's going to happen is we're going to become more enlightened, because we're going to be seeing things for what they really are. Releasing resentments can offer us wisdom, and it can make us wiser. We can get enlightened more when we do that, when we get rid of the clutter, because we create space for the good stuff to enter, the divine light of wisdom to enter. It is only wise to perceive it all this way. You're also going to be able to fly, metaphorically, of course, when you do that, when you release the weight of those resentments. You're going to be able to fly in your life. Now, coming to the third card and the final card. Wow, this says, take a divinely guided chance. That is the final card that has come up. And the card says, all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk. And you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. I just talked about creating space by releasing those resentments, and this card as well talks about making room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So you can see how beautifully synchronized this is right now by the universe. There are times in life, okay, I'm going to continue after I have some water. So there are times in life when we really need to go for some stuff. And that is what we are being told to do right now. We are being told that the card says, take a divinely guided chance. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about this, it is not about recklessness at all. It is about inspired action. It is about acting upon what your intuition is guiding you to do. Whatever that is, no matter how small or big that is, that your mind is perceiving it that way. But make sure that it is divinely guided. It is coming from your gut, it is coming from your heart, it is coming from your soul. That you're not doing something just for the heck of it, because you know that voice which tells you, okay, I think I really want to do that. Go ahead and do that thing. You are being guided to take that divinely guided chance right now. Honor that voice of your heart. You always keep listening to so many voices which are there in your head. You might as well listen to the one that is in your heart, right? There are two children in this card, a girl and a boy. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about that is I was just deleting a comment which was not in tune with the positive energy that we're trying to cultivate over here. So I've deleted that comment over here. And yeah, when I see this card, I see two children over here. And what is being a child really about? It's about that sense of wonder. It's about following your whims at times, right? And it's about doing things because you want to do them and expecting that it's going to be a joyful thing because it looks good, and there's a voice in you which tells you, okay, that seems fun, I want to experience that, right? So there's a sense of wonder. There's a sense of exploration, how children are always being curious about everything and exploring their environments. Like there's no tomorrow. All the tomorrows belong to the children, by the way. Yeah. So there's a sense of wonder, there's a sense of exploration, there's a sense of complete surrender to the voice that is inside of them. When we, talk about kids, if they feel something within their heart, or if they just hear a voice within them which tells them to, okay, go do that, they are going to do it. They're not going to think about it twice, unless they've had any kind of experience, any kind of prior experience related to that. So they just go for things, right? And they expect it to be a pleasant outcome, to have a pleasant outcome. A lot of small signals are also there in this card. There's one angel over here that is blowing a horn, or a trumpet maybe, and there's another angel over here, and he too is blowing a horn or a trumpet. What that really means is that it's about, we are being guided to pay attention to that voice inside, which is telling us to do that thing now. Whether that voice is whispering to you or whether that is booming out loud, the angels are blowing the trumpet to bring your attention towards it. All right? It's almost like, hello, I'm here. Listen to me, listen to what I'm saying. It's time to follow that. So there are two angels that are blowing that trumpet, which means that we need to be attentive to it and alert towards whatever that voice inside of us is telling us to do right now. There are also two angels who are, in a way working together, and they're holding on to each other. These two angels, they're holding onto each other, and they're holding hands, which can signify and symbolize collaborations and partnerships, which is anyway, the theme for this year, the universal theme for this year. Partnerships and collaborations and connections, relationships, anything involving two people, whether that is short term or long term, whatever that is. So it can symbolize any kind of collaboration, whether that is personal or professional. It can be anything. And what else? They've got beautiful, almost like fairy dust surrounding them, these two angels, which can mean that when we collaborate with like minded people who share the common vision as ourselves, we can create magic together. We can create the kind of magic which probably was not there in the world to begin with in the form that we are going to be creating it in. So that's what that means. And when we see this, there's a really galactic sense to it, because there are stars over there and there are sparkles and all sorts of those things. So maybe this divinely guided chance is going to lead us into a whole new world, into a whole new universe, which we're going to absolutely love and admire. There are also not one but four candles present over there, in this card, which means that it's going to light up our world. It's going to help us shine our light in ways which we are meant to shine in, and which is going to bless the world in the best way possible. So there are also four candles, which just signifies an abundance of light. What else? There is also another angel over here, which is right in front of the children, and he's almost if you've seen a choir, there's usually what is that person called? The one who's got like a stick in his hand and he's coordinating everything. He's telling them that now you have to play this note and etc. etc. What is that person called? If someone can recall that, please write it in the comments. So there's this angel over here, and he's got his hands up like this, and there's magic all around it, around that. So what I understand from that is that even when we take that divinely guided chance, we are being reassured that it is beautifully synchronized by the universe. Everything is being watched over by the universe, and the universe is creating its magic. The universe knows what it's doing with the universal energies by telling them, okay, now do this, now do that, help him this way, etc., etc. So yeah, that is what I have to say about the third card and the final card of this abundance guidance reading. Abundance reading for the collective. So yeah, 3 cards came up. 7 Vows of Poverty, the first card. Release resentments about money, the second card. And take a divinely guided chance. And it's also important to, I believe the order is also important, because we want to be doing the inner work which is required, like severing those vows of poverty or self-denial and releasing those resentments. Because when we're going to be doing this, we're going to be letting go of whatever is not serving us anymore, any kind of that energy, low vibrating, let it go. And we're going to be creating space for our inspiration to come into play by taking that chance, by taking that divinely guided, by following those divinely guided actions and acting upon the miracles and opportunities that show up for us in the most profound and beautiful ways, synchronized by the universe, right? So yeah, these are the 3 cards about the abundance reading for the collective right now. The energies are such, that is what the universe is communicating, and I really hope that you found value in this video, this live stream. Make sure that you share it further, and you also tag your friends in the comments so that they too can understand this and be on track with what is really happening with the energies. So yeah, love and light, love and light, love and light to all. And I'm available for booking any kind of private reading. I'm going to put a link for my page in the caption or maybe in the comments. And you can view the shop tab of my page to explore the various packages. I'm also doing annual forecasts, which are really detailed. I just had an appointment last night and it was really good. It was really good. And once again, beautifully synchronized by the universe, that thing as well. So yeah, book whichever reading you feel guided to the most, because I'm going to say what I say to all my clients. Book the reading which you feel drawn to the most, because that holds the answers and what you need to hear for you right now. So yeah, God bless everyone. Namaste.